decades, the Lamborghini name has been synonymous with a very specific, visceral form of automotive passion. It evokes images of razor-sharp lines, deafening naturally aspirated engines, and a presence that borders on theatrical. Enthusiasts and casual observers alike believe they know the brand's essence, pure, unadulterated performance and design that refuses to be ignored. It is a brand built on the foundation of the poster car, the machine that adorned bedroom walls and fueled adolescent dreams. The wail of a V12, the explosive upward pivot of scissor doors, the impossibly low and wide stance. These are the well-understood pillars of the Lamborghini legend. Part 1. The digital cockpit, customizing your bull. The modern Lamborghini cockpit is a far cry from the analog simplicity of its ancestors. It is a digital command center dominated by screens and configurable controls that allow the driver to sculpt the car's personality with unprecedented precision. While the main driving modes are well known, the true potential lies in the deeper menus and integrated systems that govern every aspect of the vehicle's dynamics. If you are enjoying, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Ego mode, the tailor-made Lamborghini. One of the most significant yet underutilized features in modern models, like the Aventador S, SVJ, Huracan Evo, and Urus, is the Ego mode. While the standard Strada, Street, Sport, and Corsa race modes are well understood presets, Ego mode, named for its focus on the driver's individual preference, offers a level of personalization that unlocks the true dual nature of these vehicles. It is not limited to a few preset combinations. Rather, it allows for the independent configuration of the three core dynamic systems: trazione, powertrain, sterzo, steering, and sospensioni, suspension. By selecting Ego mode via the ANIMA switch on the center console or steering wheel, the central infotainment screen presents three distinct settings. This allows the driver to individually select whether the powertrain, engine, and gearbox response, steering, weight, ratio, and rear wheel steering behavior, and suspension, damper stiffness should operate in their respective Strada, Sport, or Corsa configurations. This functionality allows for the creation of a perfect daily driver setup, a pro-level trick for making these beasts remarkably docile in town. The standard Strada mode, while comfortable, can feel overly subdued, with gear shifts programmed for maximum smoothness at the expense of engagement. Conversely, Sport mode can be too aggressive for mundane trips, with a hair trigger throttle and firm suspension. The professional's choice is often a bespoke blend, setting the powertrain to Sport for a sharp throttle, satisfyingly quick gear shifts, and a more characterful exhaust note, while keeping the steering and suspension in Strada for light, easy maneuverability, and a compliant ride over imperfect city streets. This configuration provides the heart of a sports car with the road manners of a grand tourer, making the vehicle infinitely more usable without sacrificing its essential character. Conversely, for a challenging, bumpy back road or a wet track day, a driver might select the Corsa powertrain for maximum attack, but pair it with the Sport or even Strada suspension setting. This allows the suspension more travel and compliance to absorb bumps and maintain tire contact with the surface, preventing the car from becoming skittish, a setup that could be faster and safer in specific conditions than the rock-hard Corsa default. The brain of the bull, Lamborghini Dinamica Veicolo Integrata, LDVI. Perhaps the greatest secret of the post-2019 Huracan Evo and its derivatives is not a button you can press, but an invisible intelligence that works constantly in the background. This is the Lamborghini Dinamica Veicolo Integrata, LDVI, a highly sophisticated central processing unit that acts as the car's predictive brain. Older performance cars have reactive systems. The traction control intervenes after it detects wheel slip. The stability control brakes a wheel after it detects a slide. LDVI is different. It is a feed-forward predictive system. Using a comprehensive set of accelerometers and gyroscope sensors positioned at the car's center of gravity, LDVI monitors the vehicle's dynamic state in real time. It knows the roll, pitch, and yaw rates. Crucially, it also monitors the driver's inputs: steering angle, brake pressure, accelerator position, and the selected driving mode. By processing this data at an incredible speed, millions of calculations per cycle, LDVI doesn't just react to the present. It anticipates the driver's next move and the car's required state a fraction of a second into the future. It then preemptively adjusts all of the car's dynamic systems, the magneto-rheological suspension, the rear wheel steering, the torque vectoring, and the traction control to be in the perfect state for the maneuver the driver is about to execute. From the driver's seat, the effect is uncanny. The car feels less like it is responding to your inputs and more like it is an extension of your thoughts. When you turn into a corner, the car already seems to have prepared itself, rotating with an immediacy and fluidity that belies its mass. This predictive brain is the secret sauce behind the Huracan Evo's universally acclaimed handling prowess, allowing drivers of varying skill levels to access a higher plane of performance and confidence, unlocking the infotainment, track telemetry, and Audi DNA. The Lamborghini Infotainment System, LIS, is another area with hidden depths. A pro tip for new owners is realizing that the system is heavily based on Audi's excellent MMI, multimedia interface. This shared DNA means the system is robust, relatively intuitive, and familiar to anyone who has driven a modern high-end Audi. Beyond navigation and media, the LIS hides a powerful track telemetry system often paired with the Lamborghini Unica app. This feature transforms the car into a data acquisition tool. When activated on a racetrack, it can display and record a wealth of information. This includes not just lap times, but detailed traces of G-forces, longitudinal and lateral, throttle and brake application percentages, steering angle, and a GPS map of the racing line taken. After a session, a driver can download this data and analyze their performance with a level of detail previously reserved for professional race teams. They can see exactly where they were braking too early, not carrying enough speed through a corner, or applying the throttle too aggressively on exit. For the dedicated track enthusiast, this hidden function is an invaluable coach, providing the objective data needed to shave precious tenths off their lap times. Part 2, Mechanical Mastery, the Physical Secrets. While digital systems define the modern Lamborghini's adaptability, the brand's soul remains rooted in breathtaking mechanical engineering. Here, too, secrets abound, from harnessing the air itself to clever solutions for weight and complexity. The art of the launch, thrust mode versus a simple start. The brand's launch control is legendary, but few realize there is a profound difference between the standard procedure and the one reserved for the most extreme setting. Activating launch control in Strada or Sport mode provides an impressive neck-snapping start. However, the system is calibrated to be somewhat gentle, managing the clutch engagement and power delivery to create a thrilling experience while protecting the complex and expensive drivetrain from excessive shock. It is, in essence, a slightly theatrical launch designed for repeated use without undue stress. Corsa mode, however, is an entirely different animal. Here, launch control is known as thrust mode, and it is calibrated with a single objective to achieve the absolute minimum acceleration time, assuming a prepared surface and a driver who accepts the mechanical violence involved. To activate this mode, the vehicle must be in Corsa with the electronic stability control, ESC, fully disabled, requiring a long press of the ESC button. With a firm, unwavering foot on the brake pedal, the accelerator is depressed fully to the floor. The engine screams to life, holding its revs at the precise optimal point for a maximum grip launch, typically around 4,500 RPM in an Aventador. The dashboard flashes a confirmation, thrust mode active. Releasing the brake pedal initiates a launch of shocking, brutal violence. The all-wheel drive system claws at the tarmac, the clutch engages with a percussive shockwave, and the car catapults forward with a force that can leave you breathless. The real professional's secret, however, is tire temperature. The sheer aggression of the Corsa launch can easily overwhelm cold or even warm tires. resulting in a cacophony of useless wheel spin and a slower time. For optimal grip, the tires must be brought up to their ideal operating temperature, typically above 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which can be monitored via the digital dashboard's tire pressure monitoring system (TPMS) display. This attention to thermal detail is the difference between a quick launch and a truly record-setting one. Steering with air, the genius of aerodynamica Lamborghini Attiva, ALA. Perhaps the most ingenious and misunderstood piece of engineering in Lamborghini's modern arsenal is the aerodynamica Lamborghini Attiva, ALA system, featured on the Huracan Performante and Aventador SVJ. More than just a large downforce generating wing, ALA is an active aerodynamic system capable of aerovectoring. The massive rear wing is hollow, with electronically controlled flaps located at the base of its support pylons. In a high-load situation, like heavy braking or high-speed cornering, these flaps are closed. Air flows over the wing surface conventionally, generating immense downforce, up to 750% more than a standard Huracan on the Performante, to press the car into the track. During straight-line acceleration, however, these flaps open. This allows air to be channeled up through the hollow support pylons and out of a series of small ridges on the underside of the wing's main plane. This process effectively stalls the wing's aerodynamic profile, dramatically reducing drag and enabling higher top speeds. The true secret, the magic of the system, is its function in cornering. The system can operate asymmetrically. When taking a high-speed right-hand turn, for instance, the car's LDV I-brain intelligently opens the flaps on the left side of the wing only. This stalls the left half of the wing, killing its downforce, while the right half continues to generate immense aerodynamic pressure. The result is a massive net force pushing down specifically on the inner rear tire, the right rear in this case. This increased vertical load on the inner wheel increases its grip, reduces tire slip, and helps to pull the car into the corner, effectively steering the car with air. It is an invisible hand guiding the car's rotation, providing an agility and corner entry stability that feels almost supernatural. The four-wheel dance, active rear-wheel steering. The sheer size of a car like the Aventador presents a classic dynamic challenge. It can feel unwieldy at low speeds and potentially nervous at very high speeds. Lamborghini's secret weapon against this is active rear-wheel steering, featured on the Aventador S and its successors, as well as the Huracan Evo family. The system's operation is a study in duality. At low speeds, typically below 50 kilometers per hour or 30 miles per hour, the rear wheels turn slightly in the opposite direction to the front wheels by up to 3 degrees. This has the effect of virtually shortening the car's wheelbase. The pro-level benefit is a drastic reduction in the turning circle, making it surprisingly easy to navigate tight city streets, U-turns, and parking garages. An Aventador S, despite its colossal footprint, becomes as nimble as a much smaller car. At high speeds, the logic reverses. The rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front wheels by up to 1.5 degrees. This virtually lengthens the wheelbase, significantly enhancing stability during fast lane changes and sweeping high-speed corners. The car feels more planted, more secure, and less nervous, inspiring immense driver confidence when exploring the upper reaches of its performance envelope. This two-phase system is a key enabler of the Aventador's transformation from a notoriously demanding supercar into a more accessible, dynamically sophisticated machine. Part 3, the ownership experience, practical pro tips. Living with a Lamborghini involves a unique set of challenges. Yet, the engineers in Sant'Agata have embedded a surprising number of thoughtful features designed to make ownership less stressful and more enjoyable, provided you know where to look. Everyday supercar, the small conveniences. From ultimate performance to daily practicality, Lamborghini engineers have integrated surprisingly thoughtful helpful features. On the Aventador, the nose lift system, which raises the front axle by 40 millimeters to clear speed bumps and steep driveways, possesses a hidden memory function. When the system is activated at a specific location, pressing and holding the lift button again for several seconds saves the GPS coordinates. The next time the car approaches that saved location, the nose will lift automatically, displaying a confirmation on the dashboard. This feature allows an owner to save multiple points on their regular routes, transforming the ownership experience by removing a constant source of stress and potential damage to the expensive carbon fiber front splitter. Another common supercar problem is accessing the windscreen wipers. On models like the Huracan, the wipers rest below the bonnet line for aerodynamic efficiency, making them impossible to lift for cleaning or replacement. The solution is a hidden service position. After turning the ignition on and then immediately off, a single brief press of the wiper stalk commands the wipers to move to a vertical position on the windshield where they can be easily accessed. This is also immensely useful in winter, as it prevents the rubber blades from freezing to the glass. Even the key fob offers more than basic functions. On a hot day, pressing and holding the unlock button will activate the convenience window feature, rolling down both windows to vent the cabin before you get in. Conversely, pressing and holding the lock button will close any open windows, a useful check for peace of mind. Model-specific secrets. From the track to the trail. The most specialized models hide the most specific secrets. The track-focused Huracan STO Super Trofeo Omologata features a cofango, a single massive carbon fiber clamshell that combines the hood, cofano, and fenders, parafango. It saves weight and improves aerodynamics, but it cannot be opened like a normal hood. A special plastic-toothed key, usually stored in the glove box, is required to unlock the two fasteners at the base of the windshield, allowing the entire front section to be lifted off. The STO's dashboard also features a dedicated brake temperature monitoring BTM screen, showing the real-time temperature of both the discs and calipers, allowing a driver to manage brake fade during a long track session like a professional racer. At the other end of the spectrum, the Urus Super SUV is packed with luxury and utility secrets. Many are surprised to learn it comes standard with soft close doors, a feature more commonly associated with ultra-luxury sedans. Instead of slamming the heavy doors, one simply needs to push them gently until the latch makes its first click. An electric motor then takes over, silently pulling the door fully and securely shut. Digging into the Anima selector reveals the off-road modes. Terra, dirt, and Neve, snow, are standard, with Sabia, sand, as an option. These aren't just names, they fundamentally alter the vehicle, raising the air suspension for more ground clearance, recalibrating the torque distribution for low grip surfaces, and softening the throttle for smoother control. These modes unlock a secret capability that many owners never explore, turning the Urus into a genuinely competent all-terrain vehicle. Critical knowledge, safety, and maintenance. Some hidden features are not for convenience but for survival. For an Aventador owner, the most critical piece of secret knowledge is the emergency door release procedure. The iconic scissor doors are electronically latched. If the car's battery dies completely, the occupants are effectively trapped. To counter this potentially dangerous scenario, Lamborghini engineers have hidden a manual release cable. It is typically a red fabric loop located in the driver and passenger footwells near the door sill and tucked under the edge of the carpet. A firm, decisive pull on this loop mechanically unlatches the door, allowing for egress. Knowing its exact location is an essential, non-negotiable part of Aventador ownership. Finally, the single most important pro tip for preserving the health of any modern Lamborghini is the religious use of a battery conditioner or trickle charger. Due to the vast number of complex electronic systems, these cars have a significant parasitic battery drain even when turned off. A battery can go flat in as little as a week if left unattended. Every new Lamborghini comes with a factory-supplied conditioner, and using it whenever the car is parked for more than a couple of days is the secret to avoiding a world of electronic gremlins collisions and frustrating no-start situations. Conclusion: the rewarded connoisseur. From bespoke dynamic modes like Ego to the predictive genius of LDVI, from the invisible hand of aero vectoring to the crucial knowledge of an emergency door release, modern Lamborghinis are layered with an engineering depth that goes far beyond their aggressive exteriors. These features, functions, and secrets reveal a design philosophy that is not only focused on raw, earth-shattering performance, but also on rewarding the dedicated owner who seeks to understand their machine on a deeper level. They demonstrate a commitment to solving the unique problems of supercar ownership, enhancing usability, and providing tools that allow a driver to grow their skills and connection to the vehicle. To uncover these secrets is to peel back the layers of the legend and appreciate the full, complex, and brilliant character of the brand. The true, enduring passion of Lamborghini is found not just in the deafening roar of its iconic engines, but in the quiet, hidden genius of its engineering, a genius that awaits those willing to look beyond the poster and truly learn the language of the bull. If you are enjoying, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.